Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff reveals his farm caught fire. Dear loves, welcome to TLC Drama. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel. Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff is breathing a sigh of relief after his Oregon-based farm came away mostly unscathed, following a fire that threatened his 110-year-old structure. The 60-year-old TLC personality revealed a fire broke out in the chicken barn Tuesday morning, with flames shooting as high as 6 feet and thick smoke billowing from all sides. Roloff took to Instagram and posted a series of videos and pictures showing the aftermath at his farm, which is located around 15 miles west of Portland. Never a dull moment here on the farm, Roloff kicked off his lengthy Instagram caption, documenting the calamity. He thanked his friend for pushing him to have many fire extinguishers on the farm. Roloff's farmhand, Jason, also got huge kudos from the reality TV star who, along with local firefighters, managed to save the farm. There was only some interior damage, Roloff said. As for what triggered the fire, Roloff wrote it was caused by a light falling to the ground, which likely happened when the chickens rushed out of the automatic door that morning. Roloff added none of his chickens suffered injuries. Roloff Farms is a fixture in the long-running TLC show. So much so, it's where Roloff's ex-wife Amy got married last year to Chris Merrick. Roloff and Amy filed for divorce in 2015 after 27 years of marriage. Amy and Chris spoke to ET's Cassie DeLaura about having their wedding on the farm, with Amy also revealing it was Roloff's idea to offer the farm as a wedding venue. Roloff Farms wasn't always an absolute no, regardless. It was on the back burner, a plan B type of thing, because we did have other places where we were looking at, Amy explained, and then by the time we picked date, those other places went by the wayside. So, Roloff Farms rose to the top. But to Chris's credit, he really helped me see it in a different perspective, Amy continued. I mean, I've raised my kids there. I've been on that farm for many, many years, but it's also where we met. It's also where our relationship grew and became what it was. So to solidify it and start our married life with our wedding there, and then going off into the sunset, makes sense. Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff opened up about a fire that broke out on his Oregon-based Roloff Farms on Tuesday. The 60-year-old reality star posted a series of clips on Instagram Wednesday detailing the incident. Never a dull moment here on the farm, the TLC personality said. Yesterday we dodged a bullet with our 110-year-old suite building, which had only some interior damage amid the blaze. Roloff, whose farm is outside of Portland, said that he had just arrived home after flying in from Arizona and was woken up after hearing the commotion in the chicken barn outside my window. Roloff said that he called 911 Tuesday morning as smoke was heavily pouring out the sides of the chicken barn, noting that the chickens had already gone out for the day a few hours earlier. Roloff thanked his friend Ty for pushing him to keep a supply of up-to-date fire extinguishers in all the barns and structures on the farm, as well as his farmhand Jason, whose quick reaction helped save the barn. Roloff said that flames spanned 6 feet high and spread along one of the interior walls of the structure, which was saved thanks to the quick response of farmhands and the local fire department. Roloff said that the fire was caused by a light falling to the floor, which likely happened when all the chickens rushed to get out their automatic door each morning. The show, which has been on the air more than 15 years, has extensively featured the farm. Roloff and ex-wife Amy got divorced in 2016 after 27 years of marriage, and Amy, 57, subsequently sold her half to Matt in the wake of the split. A firefighter stood outside the chicken barn in the aftermath of the blaze. Roloff thanked his friend Ty for pushing him to keep a supply of up-to-date fire extinguishers in all the barns and structures on the farm. Roloff showed a piece of wood that had been charred in the morning blaze. Roloff said that the fire was caused by a light falling to the floor, which likely happened when all the chickens rushed to get out their automatic door each morning. On a May 2021 episode of the TLC series, Amy said that buying a new home helped her reach the decision to sell. Matt approached me on this second time to buy me out, and this was definitely a better time because now that I'm in my new house, there's not as much gray area anymore, she said. It's like, this was this chapter. I have no part in the farm with this chapter. It's changed. Matt and Amy are no longer together. The LPBW stars divorced in 2017 and are now happy with different partners. While the latter found love again in Chris, the former immediately began dating Karen Chandler. Little People Big World has captured their second romance in great detail. Despite many years passing since this change, it doesn't seem like Amy is still on board with Matt and Corinne's relationship. Amy had dropped many in her autobiography that Matt had cheated on her with Karen. This is why many fans feel there is still bitterness between their bond. Well, it looks like her husband, Chris Merrick, made matters worse by adding fuel to the fire. That's because he told the famous matriarch that Corinne's engagement ring given by Matt was bigger than what she had got. Chris Merrick and Amy Roloff are living their happily ever after. They tied the knot in August 2021, and TLC also featured a special episode from Little People Big World to showcase their adorable farm wedding. While Matt Roloff had been in a relationship with Karen Chandler for 6 years, they had not made things official. Finally, LPBW Season 25 focuses on Matt's proposal to Karen. Now that their dream house is on the verge of being completed, they finally want to marry one another. In the new episode, Chris was a bit worried about his wife Amy's reaction to Matt's milestone. That's because he realized that the engagement ring Matt gave to Corinne was bigger than what he gave to Amy when they were a couple. Amy looked a bit miffed as Chris tried to warn her about the engagement news. She wanted to know how much bigger the diamond was going to be. The LPBW star said her partner made it sound like the diamond covered Corinne's whole hand. Personally, Amy didn't want to get into all that stuff. They had this conversation right before going to Matt and Corinne's place for dinner. It seems like curiosity did kill the cat. That's because both Chris and Matt appeared worried about how the dinner would go among the ladies after the proposal. Amy's husband worried that the whole thing would be awkward. The clip came to an end when Matt said, "Oh boy, so watching only the full LPBW episode will lead fans to find out what happened. However, there was a scene in the trailer in which Amy ordered Corinne to show her the ring. That's when everyone else in their rooms held their breaths as to how she would react to the whole thing. In any case, it will thicken the storyline and lead to a lot of entertainment. Fans can't wait to find out how the whole thing will go down." Do you want Amy to react negatively or positively to the proposal? Would Matt and Corinne invite Amy and Chris to the wedding? Tell us in the Never a Dull Moment here on the farm. We had a fire in the chicken barn. A for real scary story. Roloff, 60, recalled via a Wednesday, January 5th, Instagram post about the Helvetia, Oregon property. "Yesterday, we dodged a bullet with our 110-year-old suite building. Thanks to my buddy Ty, who every year pushes me to have as many up-to-date fire extinguishers on Roloff farms as we can fit in all the barns and structures, and the quick reactions of our farmhand, Jason." The TLC personality noted in his social media upload that they ended up saving the barn structure and the animals inside after they saw smoke pouring out the sides and called 911. Had gotten home to the farm late the night before from AZ. "It's sick was 3:45 a.m. before I crawled into bed, then a few hours of sleep later," Roloff explained. "I hear the commotion in the chicken barn outside my window, and flames are 6 feet high and spread along one of the interior walls. Between all the hands on the farm and the quick response of our local fire department, the barn is saved. Only some interior damage. Fire was caused by a light falling to the floor. Likely happened when all the chickens rushed to get out their automatic door in the morning. No chickens were injured in the event. Alongside the Oregon native's social media update, he shared a slideshow of footage of the local fire department arriving to his property, as well as the leftover debris after the officers put the fire out. News of the farm's fire comes days after his daughter-in-law Tori Roloff Nee Patton confirmed her husband, Zach Roloff, would no longer take over the farm after they moved to Washington. "Nope. We're loving this little slice of heaven," Tori, 31, replied to a fan's question via an Instagram story Q&A earlier this week after she was asked if the couple would begin running the farm. The desire to buy the farm definitely didn't disappear. "Some things just don't go according to plan. But it all worked out for us." After dating for around 4 years, Little People, Big World stars, Matt Roloff and Corinne Chandler seem to be making a big move in their relationship. Before dating Corinne, Matt was married to Amy Roloff, with whom he shares 4 adult children: Jeremy, Zachary, Molly, and Jacob. The pair rose to fame on their TLC reality series, which started airing in 2006, and audiences were shocked when Matt and Amy decided to divorce in 2016 after hitting a rough spot in their marriage. Fans of the show were also taken back when Matt started to date Corinne, who actually had worked on the Roloff's Oregon farm for a decade as a manager and later as Matt's assistant. Corinne, like Matt, had also been married. She and her husband divorced in 2012 and share 2 adult children named Connor and Brittany, who have briefly appeared on the series. Over the last couple of years, it has become apparent that Matt and Amy have officially moved on from each other. Amy and her boyfriend, Chris Merrick, are engaged, and Matt is building a life with Corinne. On the Og 10 Season 22 finale, while talking with Amy and Chris, Matt opens up about the next steps that he and Karen will be taking in their relationship, which involves him spending more time with her in their vacation house in Arizona. Here's all we know about the plans the couple has made. In a clip from the season finale of Little People, Big Word, courtesy of US Weekly, Matt and Corinne are sitting around a campfire on the farm with Amy and Chris. In the scene, the 2 couples talk about what's in store for all of them for summer, and Matt shares, "We're gonna make a couple of trips down to Arizona." Matt and Corinne spend a decent amount of time in Arizona, where they have a vacation home that used to belong to Corinne's parents. Now, they will be living together for an extending period of time in the house. According to the US Sun, the pair purchased the 2-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom in June 2008. The home, which they bought from Corinne's parents, has a patio that includes a waterfall, a built-in gas BBQ and fire pit, plus gorgeous mountain views. In a confessional, Corinne also discussed her and Matt's plans and said, "Our grand plan right now is to stay committed, stay in love, go to Arizona, and spend a tremendous amount of time together. When we're here in Portland, we'll live individually and see each other a lot." So it seems that Matt and Corinne will spend half of their time living together in the house they share in Arizona, and the other half in Portland. Or Matt added, "We've got the best of all worlds happening right now. We can't wait to see what's in store for everyone on Little People, Big World next season. Maybe Matt will propose to Corinne in season 23. Who knows, but it seems like that's the direction they're headed in. Hopefully, Amy's wedding to Chris will be televised, so we won't miss out on her big day." Little People, Big World star Amy Roloff had fiancé Chris Merrick wearing 2 hats recently as she's decided to make the big push off the farm, Despite the major change in the Little People, Big World matriarch's life, she didn't go too far. It seems Amy purchased a new home just a stone's throw away from the Roloff farm. Today you can say that Matt Roloff literally bought the farm. He purchased Amy's holdings, the place that the Little People, Big World family calls home. But now Amy has a new place of her own just about 15 minutes away from the farm by car. Despite her pending marriage to Chris Marek, this house belongs to only one person. That's none other than Amy Roloff herself. It appears Chris Marek, the man Amy recently became engaged to, had a hand in the house purchase. He put on his real estate agent hat while she looked for a new home. So during the last few months, it looks like Chris not only filled the role of Amy's love interest, but he did double duty as her agent as well. The house sits on 0.16 acres of land in Hillsboro, Oregon. While the dwelling is mammoth, the property is tiny compared to the 35-acre farm. Amy gives up a lot of sprawling acreage in this move. Plus, she's leaving the home that the Little People, Big World bunch called home for years. The famous mom has 3,767 square feet of room in her new house to ramble around in. The price ticket for this, her very own Little People, Big World home of her own, $588,500. From what reports indicate, Amy Roloff closed on the property back on September 27th. The 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house offers plenty of room for any of the kids or grandchildren to visit. The neighborhood where the dwelling sits, described as quaint suburban, keeps Amy close by to the area she's well acquainted with. But it also keeps her close to her new neighbors as well. Amy Roloff probably needs some time to feel comfortable with the proximity of her new neighbors. The farm awarded her lots of land between the nearest neighboring homes. Amy Roloff purchased her new house in September, but she delayed the move for a few months. She wasn't planning to relocate until sometime in November. It seems the Little People, Big World new homeowner has a house all set up for big people in this big world. So it sounds as if some alterations need to happen, like remodeling to bring things down to a comfortable size for the new homeowner. This way Amy can navigate through her new abode without too many roadblocks. The Little People, Big World mother stands only 4 feet 2 inches tall. That's more than a foot shorter than the average adult American woman stands, according to documented statistics. The average size for an American adult woman is 5 foot 3.5 inches. For a man, the average size in this country is 5 foot 9. So the kitchen counters, the bathroom sinks, along with many other things people take for granted, might be too tall for her. All kinds of dwellings, from homes to businesses, normally call for builders to accommodate an average-sized person. Builders design homes with certain specs in mind, right down to the height of the toilets in the house. So buildings traditionally fit average-size adults. It sounds as if some adjustments need to happen before Amy Roloff moves in lock, stock, and barrel. That could be the reason that she closed on the house in September, but didn't set her sights on moving until November. Maybe this span of time is used for remodeling the home to comfortably accommodate the Little Person, Big World celebrity. So will Chris Marek move in with Amy? According to reports, Amy did say she planned to live with Chris Marek before they walked down the aisle, but they didn't say when they'll move in together. Little People, Big World alum Matt Roloff has listed his family's famous farmhouse for sale once again, this time with a major price cut. The former TLC star, 63, is listing 16 acres of his 109-acre Helvetia Ore property, including a 373-square-foot farmhouse, for $2,895,000, with the real brokerage, as first reported by People. See the listing here. Roloff Farm and the original farmhouse has been a monumental part of my life for over 30 years, the reality personality told the outlet in a statement. This legacy property was shared with millions of you around the world through Little People Big World. It holds some of the most magical memories and will forever live deep in my heart. Yes, comma. I had truly hoped that the entire farm would remain in the family forever, but life happened and that was not meant to be, added Matt, who is dad to twins Jeremy Roloff and Zach Roloff, 34, daughter Molly Roloff, 31, and son Jacob Roloff, 28, with ex-wife Amy Roloff. My kids each have their own wonderful lives, some with their own farms, projects, and their own individual dreams, which I honor and am so proud of. The family's 5-bedroom, 5.5-bathroom farmhouse is also decked out with a custom kitchen, home theater, 6-car garage, swimming pool, and spa. As I approach my 64th birthday, this old grandpa has learned that less is truly more, said Matt, who has been spending most of his time in Arizona with fiancée Karen Chandler since 2018. These days, I find joy in life's simpler blessings, spending time with my precious grandchildren, focusing on a new, exciting TV project, and soaking up the Arizona sunshine. The Roloff family's farm has been an issue of contention since Matt and Amy's 2016 divorce. In 2020, Amy, 62, sold her portion of the land to her ex-husband for $975,000, and while both Zach and Jeremy told their father they'd be interested in buying part of the farm, he put the land up for sale to the public in May 2022 for $4 million. In October 2022, Matt took the property off the market, announcing that the main home would now serve as a vacation rental. In August 2023, Matt put the property back on the market for $3,395,000, but he then took it back off the market for a second time in December 2023. Roloff Farm and the original farmhouse has been a monumental part of my life for over 30 years, Roloff, 63, told People in an interview published on Monday, April 28th. This legacy property was shared with millions of you around the world through Little People Big World. It holds some of the most magical memories and will forever live deep in my heart. The reality TV personality has listed 16 acres of the 109-acre property, including the 373-square-foot farmhouse, on the market for $2,895,000 with the real brokerage, according to the publication. If you've been keeping up with Roloff's real estate journey, you may notice that this price tag is drastically lower than the first and second times he listed the property for sale. In May 2022, Roloff put the same 16 acres and the main house in Helvetia, Oregon, up for sale for $4 million. 5 months later, he took the farm off the market and decided to turn the main house into a rental property. Yes, I had truly hoped that the entire farm would remain in the family forever, but life happened and that was not meant to be, Roloff told People. My kids each have their own wonderful lives, some with their own farms, projects, and their own individual dreams, which I honor and am so proud of. Although he hasn't had any luck selling in the past, Roloff has high hopes. This property isn't just a home, it's a launch pad for big dreams, he gushed. There's a kind of magic here. Jacob Roloff's wife, Isabel Rock, slammed her father-in-law, Matt Roloff, while sharing an update about Roloff.